Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video on reviewing Windows 11 on any supported Android phone. This is part of the Project Renegade initiative, specifically under the Windows on Android project. Currently, I have a OnePlus 6T running the very latest Windows 11 24H2 build installed right here on my phone. This setup is actually dual-booted alongside an Android 16 custom ROM, giving me the best of both worlds. Now, before we dive in, remember that this project is in an early stage. All the files here have been contributed by other amazing users in the community, and while we have a guide with working files, this is a very delicate process. If you decide to try this, please do it at your own risk and follow every step carefully. So, let's get into what you're actually seeing right now. As I log into the lock screen here, you might be asking, what exactly is Project Renegade? Well, unlike running Windows inside an emulator, which is usually slow and laggy, Project Renegade is an open-source, community-driven initiative designed to boot full versions of Windows 10 and 11 ARM64 natively on Android phones. This replaces the Android boot sequence to run Windows directly on the phone's hardware, offering near-native performance. The project is heavily focused on devices using Qualcomm Snapdragon processors, with the primary and most stable development focused on the Snapdragon 845 chipset found in this OnePlus 6T. It's a proof of concept for enthusiasts, so while you get a full desktop OS in your pocket, don't expect it to replace your daily driver just yet. Now that we're on the desktop, let's take a look at the Quick Settings panel. As you can see, a lot of the core radios are actually functioning. We have Wi-Fi working perfectly, which is huge. Bluetooth is also active and connects to peripherals. Even LTE cellular data is working on this build, which is impressive for a port like this. You can see the toggles for nearby share and casting here as well. Speaking of casting, while the option is present, I have to be honest, it's not working properly just yet. It's a bit hit or miss. But seeing the brightness slider work and having actual connectivity on a phone running a desktop OS is a testament to how far this project has come. Let's move on to the file system. I'm opening up the file manager now and heading straight into the C drive. This isn't a virtual folder, this is the actual UFS internal storage of the OnePlus 6T. You can see the full Windows ARM64 file structure here. Program files, users, the Windows directory, it is all here. Because this is running natively on the UFS internal storage, file access speeds are actually quite decent. It behaves exactly like a laptop or desktop PC would, allowing you to manage files, create folders, and move data around just as you would expect from a full Windows installation. Next, I want to show you the browsing performance. I'm firing up the Chrome browser and heading over to YouTube. Just watch how quickly this loads. It's not sluggish, it renders the page almost instantly. This is the benefit of the Snapdragon 845 running native code rather than through an emulation layer. You can scroll through videos and load content with surprising speed. It really drives home the point that this is a capable chipset when the software is allowed to talk directly to the hardware. Now you might be wondering about input. I'm bringing up the on-screen touch keyboard here to show that the touchscreen drivers are fully working. However, for the sake of this recording and better screen visibility for you guys, I have been using an external mouse and keyboard connected via OTG since the start of the video. It just makes navigating a desktop interface on a 6-inch screen much easier. I'm going to use a keyboard shortcut now, Control, Shift, and Escape, to quickly bring up the Task Manager. It's great that all these standard Windows shortcuts work perfectly. While we have the Task Manager open, we need to address the elephant in the room, battery life. Windows is simply not optimized for small phone batteries. On this OnePlus 6T, the battery backup usually lasts somewhere between 1 hour and 45 minutes to roughly 2 hours and 30 minutes, depending entirely on your usage. If you're pushing the CPU, it drains fast. It simply cannot go beyond that 2-hour 30-minute mark, so you'll need to keep a charger handy. Also, keep in mind the charging on this build is currently very slow. Let's look closer at the performance metrics here in the Task Manager. You can see the CPU usage fluctuating as it handles the OS background tasks. We can also see the GPU usage. A quick note here, while the GPU works for basic display output, there is currently no x64 hardware acceleration, which limits gaming capabilities. You can also see the RAM usage, which is being managed just like a standard PC, and the disk usage, which is tracking the read and write speeds of the internal UFS storage. It's fascinating to see mobile hardware represented in these classic Windows performance graphs. I'm clicking on the Windows Start button now. It opens up the familiar Windows 11 Start menu. The animations are smooth, and you have access to all your pinned apps and recommendations. It really is the full Windows experience shrunk down to the palm of your hand. Let's dive into the Settings page to see what's going on under the hood. First up is the display. Here you can see we have control over the resolution and scaling. You can even switch between landscape and portrait orientation, although for a desktop OS, landscape usually makes the most sense on a phone screen. Heading over to Network and Internet, you can see our Wi-Fi and Bluetooth settings are active. Now, I want to show you the Windows Update page. You might notice a screen here saying Fix Issue or showing an error. This is important. You're seeing this because I attempted to install a beta update directly through this settings page. Because of the custom nature of this installation, standard over-the-air updates often fail or are incompatible. If you want to update, you usually have to do it manually using specific files from the project. Don't try to force updates like I did here. Moving down to System About page, this is where it gets cool. You can see the device specifications listed. It correctly identifies the processor, the amount of RAM available, and the system type. Down here under Windows specifications, you can see we're running Windows 11 Pro version 24H2. It displays the specific OS build number as well. It's incredible to see a Snapdragon 845 device formally recognized by the OS in this About section, validating that we are indeed running the 2024 update of Windows 11. Heading back out, let's scroll through the Windows menu one more time. It's not just about the modern apps, the legacy stuff works too. I'm going to press the Windows key plus R on my keyboard to bring up the Run prompt. Let's type in Control and hit Enter. And there it is, the classic control panel. You can go into Programs and Features to uninstall apps, manage devices, everything you remember from older Windows versions. Let's try one more. Windows plus R again. This time, let's open the Registry Editor. Yes, you can actually edit the registry on your phone. It's fully functional, allowing for deep system tweaks if you know what you're doing. So that is the current state of Windows 11 on the OnePlus 6T via Project Renegade. It's an amazing feat of engineering. While things like audio through the speakers, the cameras, and sensors like the Fingerprint scanner, Gyroscope, and proximity sensor aren't working yet, the fact that we have a booting, usable desktop OS with Wi-Fi and LTE is huge. It's a fun project for enthusiasts, but definitely not for everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.